What up? What up? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Grid and the Grind Show. It's a great day because not only do we get to talk a lot of grid, I have 2 episodes tonight, back to back, baby. We're going to lead things off with one of my favorite people and probably one of the United Grid League's favorite athletes, Chelsea Raineri. She's the captain of the Sharks. She's a badass CrossFit athlete. She's a coach. She's a teacher. She's an educator. She's a leader. She is just a boss. So enjoying, going to get the chance to talk to her tonight. Also, episode 2 at 8:30 p.m. We'll be doing a recap of the Sharks and the Breakers. Coach Matt Hornaday and Coach Fico Gomez going to be joining us again to break down that match. I'm sure we'll talk about the other matches that happened in Miami this past weekend, but we got to get to the show. Help me welcome Chelsea Raineri. Chelsea, what up?
Hey, that was such a nice intro. What the heck?
Well, thank you. It's all true. I try to make sure I have factual information. You're the captain. You're a teacher. You're a coach. You're a CrossFit athlete. You are the 2025, I forgot to mention this, 2025 United Grid League champion. Got to remember that.
Yeah. It's so bad I forgot that happened. I'm like, oh, okay, it's done. Time for...
Well, you're busy. You do a lot. So, like, what did I miss? I feel like there's a lot of things that you do that I miss because you are probably the biggest hustler and grinder that I know. What did I miss?
So I am a full-time teacher. I work in special education. So I work with all the angels at the high school I work at back in Virginia. I also teach driver's ed, which is scary. And I don't think I'm going to do it anymore because kids just don't know how to drive. And parents are like, here, they'll teach you. And it's like, no, I'm supposed to administer their road test. Oh, no, they can't drive. So, yeah, teacher, driver's ed instructor. I coach at 3 different CrossFit gyms in the Northern Virginia area. I also own my own programming business called Coachelli Programming. And then I coach. I do coach the high school gymnastics team. I also have been working with the football program as well. So on top of doing CrossFit and then competing in the Grid League, those are just a few. But I think shout out to everyone in the Grid League because I think a lot of people in the Grid League do a lot of different things. And even just looking at some of my teammates, but I look around the entire league and we're all, if you're going to be in this league, you got to be able to hustle. But I'm just trying to do what everyone else is doing.
My kind of people, hard workers, just grinding. Yep, on the grind.
The grid and grind.
Exactly. See, it's so fitting, the name of this show. I do have a question.
Okay.
Where are you at right now? What do you got going on? Because I heard that you're supposed to be really busy this weekend.
I'm very busy this weekend. So I'm currently in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our CrossFit team qualified for Syndicate Crown for semifinals to try to earn our spot at the CrossFit Games. So I'm very excited because it's the first time I'm actually doing team. There's a former Grid Leaguer on my team, Rafael Gallo. He played for the Bandits last year. And James Lewis and Samantha Brown, who are just insane CrossFit athletes. They went to the games in 2021 for team. So trying to rally. So I'm a little busy. We're trying to do a thing.
Got a bunch of good athletes surrounding you, including yourself. What workouts, what are the workouts, and what are you looking forward to, and what are you not looking forward to? Because I know every athlete, when they have these big competitions, they're like, God, I can't wait to do this one, but I really don't want to do this one.
Yeah. So there are 6 total workouts. The first workout involves basically 50 box jump overs, 50 cal row, and then you meet in the middle, and you're doing 50 burpees over the worm. And then you switch sides with your partners, and then you do 50 cal ski, 50 GHD. So that's the first workout. I'm like, okay, this will be fine. That will be good. It's just kind of like who knows how to suffer and push through. The second workout I'm excited for, but it involves the last barbell for girls to clean is 245 and the last barbell for guys to clean is 355. So I'm excited to see who gets there, but it's basically 2.5 minutes on, 2.5 minutes off of 3 rope climbs, 1 legless for the girls, 2 regular, and 2 legless for the guys, 1 regular, and 60 dubs. So like guys go out first, and it's like one's on the climbing rope, one's on the dubs, and then they switch, and then you proceed to your barbell, and you have 10 cleans at one weight, 8 at the next, 6, 4, 2, but you only have 2.5 minutes. So ideally, you're finishing the rope and the jump rope, both of you, within 1:15. So you have like 1:15 to clean the bar. When we tested it, we got almost through the 2:15 bar, but I also was like, oh, we're just walking through it. Like, we're not going to actually clean 2:15. And then I was like, oh, we're cleaning 2:15. So I think that workout's going to come down to the tie break. Like, how fast can you get through 2:15? Because our barbell goes 155 for 10, 185 for 8, and then it jumps to 215 for 6. And so that jump is big. And then bar 4 is 235, bar 5 is 245. So we're just going to get through the 215 bar, and then we're going to PR or clean at 235. So I'm excited for that one because when we tested it, I wasn't very like tired. Like my grip was a little bit gone, but like I felt strong.
That's what happens when you're really fit. You find
Yeah.
yourself in these positions where
I'm
I'm
finally
not
really
as tired
fit.
as I think. Right.
Yeah, I actually switched coaches back in August. I work with Tommy Podamico with Brute Strength, and he's amazing. And my other former coach was also amazing, but I really wanted a coach that was just a coach, not an athlete coach. And Tommy was the perfect fit. And so shout out to Tommy for teaching me.
Let me ask you this question, because I always wonder this. You're a really good athlete and you've been doing it long enough, and you're a really good coach. Do you have it in you to coach yourself? Or do you think it's always better to have someone else programming for you and looking over you for you?
So I think it depends. I think I could program for myself, but I know what I need to work on. And I think I would just be like, we're just not going to work on that. And so I think I would see myself like going down. I like having a coach for the accountability factor. And also, that's his full-time job. Like, I have so many jobs that I do that I love doing that the thought of me actually programming for myself, I think I just don't have the bandwidth right now with like all the things I'm doing. So if I were to cut some things down, maybe, but I work at 3 gyms, so I don't pay a gym membership. And so the money I would pay for a gym membership is going towards coaching. And so I have someone I can go to, someone who's in the space, someone who has worked with many games athletes, working for a very reputable group such as Brute. So I personally wouldn't do it, but I know like Ariel Lowen programs basically for herself, except for her strength stuff, I think. But yeah, I think it really depends. But I think for me, I enjoy someone I can go to and like, hey, I ran a 7-minute mile for the one workout we tested when 2 months ago I was struggling to run an 8-minute mile. So I think I also like that part of it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, are you proud of me? Because like, it's nice. It's as an adult, you don't really celebrate yourself very often.
Well,
So that's
when
nice.
you are a coach, these are the two professions, and I know this from experience.
Mm,
The two professions that are thankless in every aspect of it. Coaching is number 1 and teaching is number 2.
yeah.
And they kind of go hand in hand, but I feel you. It is nice to get hey, you did a great job. Hey, that's awesome. You did better this year than you did last year, or you did better now than you did 6 weeks ago. It's always nice to hear that. It's kind of that motivating. I don't know if it's vain in a sense, but like it's just nice to hear, a good job
Yeah.
every now and then.
Well, and
So,
he sent me an audio message when he did it. He was like, hey, I just want to say, like, you're a badass. You're doing a great job. You're exactly where you need to be. And you're doing great. And I think I cried, and I like immediately was like, save this so that next time I'm not doing well, I can do it. But I mean, he's prepared me for all of these. I mean, the next workouts are starting with a mile run into 53 rounds of 50 strict handstand push-ups, a litter carry, and a litter run. And so I'm very good at handstand push-ups. So like I'll take a load of that. There's a Amanda 3D workout. So it's synchro, two people on a bar, one on a ring with squat snatches. And that was one where I was pumped because they're like, hey, Chelsea, you're going to take the 7 ring muscle ups. I was like, yes, like I've worked so hard to be like good at this stuff. So I'm probably most excited for that event. And the ramp, there's a sprint, like worm thruster handstand ramp up and back event. And it's the very last workout.
I don't know on social media if you just played the video backwards, but I did see you go backwards up a handstand ramp.
So who is it? I think Raphael was like, oh, why don't you just do it backwards? I was like, okay. So I just went up. I was like, I'm just going to piss you off now just to make you show you that you can go forward. There's definitely a lot of like smack talk on our team. Like,
that's good.
I think there's a video of us all doing it, and James is like, don't F it up, Raphael. Like, don't F it up for us. But yeah, I think the gymnastics workouts I'm definitely excited for. I'm excited for the heavy barbell. The workout I'm actually the least excited for is probably the 5th workout. So the last day, first workout is basically you do 64 synchro pull-ups into 16 single dumbbell shoulder to overhead, and the guy has 100 and the girl has a 70. And this dumbbell is more than half my body weight. So I was like, okay, like and I've been having a little bit of an elbow issue. Like basically my bicep tendon is really pissed off. And so I did get like a good compression sleeve that I can wear, but every time I like bring it down, I feel like I get a sharp pain. So I'm just nervous for that one just because I feel like I'll be a little slower, but I think I'm just excited for the whole weekend. Like it'll be
great. It'll be a good test to see, just another validation of good training over the year.
Right. And we just keep saying we're gonna make the games, we're gonna make the games, we're gonna make games. I don't think it's that simple. You just don't know. Like we're going in ranked 21st, but there are people on teams ahead of us that they got scores from people so their team could get in, but then those people aren't the ones competing. And so I'll be interested to see how it all plays out. But, if you're going to go for it, go for it. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, maybe. No, I'm just going to tell myself, we're going to make it. We got this, because you got to have that mindset going into it no matter what. Yeah. And I think we'll have a great weekend. And, if we don't, then next weekend we'll just do online semifinals and we'll see what happens there. So it should be fun. I've definitely invested a lot of time and finances. I've flown to Texas. I think I've flown 12 times since January 1 because I've been flying.
When I saw you this weekend, I said, I feel like you're never home. You're always traveling, going somewhere, which is good.
Oh, I know. I felt like I didn't even talk to you. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh,
I gotta go defend the championship. Sorry. I get it.
We're not defending. Okay, I'm going to say this. When I was in college, we won conference championships. And the best thing that always stuck with me that my college coach, Margie, said was, they're like, you're the defending champions. Like, what does that mean? And she's like, we're not defending anything. Like, we're on the offense. Like, we're offending. Like, we are offending people. We are going to go after it. I feel like when you're defending something, you're like, your back's against the wall and you're like, oh my God, like, we don't want people to take this. And it's like, no one's going to take it from us. We won it. Like, period. 2025, we won it. Period. Exclamation point, whatever other, symbol you want to put there. 2026 is now a brand new year. Like, we need to be on the offense. And really, we just need to keep being better than we were last year. And I think this past weekend was in some ways a reflection of the team that we are, and in some other ways a reflection of, failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
So let's get into that then. So this past weekend, obviously you guys pick up a W. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Obviously, you want it to go flawlessly, but the reality is that's probably not going to be the case. So you've got to be able to overcome and adapt, and you guys were able to do that. You ended up needing the sprint relay to pick up the win. Now, was my question was, is it more about what the Breakers did, or was it more about what the Sharks didn't do, which resulted in the score being so close and everything coming down to that last race?
I want to say a little bit of both. The Breakers were prepared. Like they are a great team. They have a great coach. They have great players of the Grid League. And last year they missed the championship, and I think their preparation was, we're making it to the championship this year. Whereas I think for some people on our team, and you kind of are like, oh, like maybe we rely a little bit on talent. Life's been a little bit busy, but like we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So I huge shout out to the Breakers. I mean, they are a phenomenal team. I mean, when oh my God, I'm gonna say her name wrong. Haley
Booker?
won the burpee backflip. Yeah. And it's funny. We man, she's like, oh my God, we're meeting for the first time. Like, this is so cool. And I was like, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, I'm obsessed with you. Like, I don't want to say it to her. I mean, I hope she sees this. Like, I'm obsessed with you. But I was like, girl, I'm rooting for you. Like, I personally root for everyone at every team because I want everyone to bring their best and be their best, so that the team that wins really is the best team. But her winning that burpee backflip ringer was amazing. I was like, dang it, she just got to the floor so fast. But also, they did really well, but we didn't have a great strategy on the ladder. And I think that was a little more of hey, I got all 4 bars, and then it's just being like, oh, I didn't really have it in me that day. Because it is a little bit of a longer ladder. And, we did have a 0. We got a 0 on it because we weren't within the 10 points. Really because one of our, and I'll say it was Jessie Coleman. Jay Coleman, not JC, the sister, but Jessie Coleman. She was like, say my name. It was me, the whole time. She was kind of I guess punching the bar down, which you can't do. And she was like, oh shoot, I can't do that. I was like, no, girl, what you doing? And she publicly was like, I'm so sorry, guys. She was like, my bad. I'm so sorry. But she hit the bars, and then ref challenge, and then we got those points taken away. And so that's a player mistake also. And also, I mean, you can say coaches, but if she didn't send videos to show what she was doing, we can't correct her either. And so there were areas where I think we missed the mark, right? And even on the echo, I mean, we should have won both echoes. I mean, they were dropping the ball. No offense, Breakers, but y'all were literally dropping the ball on the rings. And then David was just getting no repped because he was kind of locking out. He was pressing out, but he was going a little too far back in the press out. And so they were no repping him.
When I looked through it today, I looked at it today, and I think there was 3 no reps that he had right there.
Right. And from the start of the second echo.
Yes.
And then she was like, 1. And he was like, 1, on top of the rings. And I was like, dude, just get down. Let me do. And I was supposed to do 3, 3 to 5. I think I did 8 or 9. Because I was like, I'm just going to do as many as I can so that he can talk to the ref and figure out what he was doing wrong. Because she wasn't saying at first, fault, lock out the top. There wasn't that communication part. And so that's a judging error too. But after the first echo, I went up to him and I was like, hey, bro, you're not locking out at the top. Now they're going to be on you. So make sure you do it in this next one. And, it still wasn't happening. So the fact that we were able to come back, I mean, we only, in my opinion, we were able to get through the rings, but we won the second echo because they were failing. Their girl was failing the 215 bar. And so that's also we were.
Well, they made it to the bar before you guys did, if I recall, the second one.
Exactly. And then we were able to kind of get back into it. So personally, I was pumped because when I was training this, I was like, I don't know if I can do more than 5 ever. So we proved that I proved to myself, okay, I was more prepared than I thought I was, because I was a little bit nervous going into the match just because I've been traveling every weekend for the last 8 weeks and doing grid training and doing semifinals training. It was definitely a little bit overwhelming. And so I was happy that we kind of made a recovery and we got back on track. But, you know, we lost all of the ringers. And the one fan ringer, I think the fan ringer is cool. I
Tell me
think,
how you really feel, because I'm interested to know now that we've
yeah,
seen it in 4 matches, and in 3 of the 4 matches, it made a significant difference in the outcome or what could have been an
yeah.
outcome. So how do
So
you feel about it?
I want to know how it's regulated. Because personally, like the Venom was like, hey, vote for our fan ringer and vote for this one. Like posted on their social. Like people were like posting on their socials trying to be like, hey, vote for this, vote for this, vote for this. And so, which is great. I mean, that gets the community more involved, that like really gets your fan base involved. Um, and then you have, I mean, I personally, as a teacher, I'm gonna let everyone know this. I was like, hey guys, so for sports medicine today, first thing I need you to do, we're gonna go to this link on Schoology and you're gonna click vote here and you're gonna go and vote for this ringer for me. And it's gonna be a
That
participation grade. I
that
was like, I'm gonna
is
do it because everyone else is doing it.
and there's nothing wrong with that. I
Right.
think that's what it's designed to bring people to the sport that, one,
Right.
know about the sport, but also those that don't. And
Exactly.
what a better way to promote fitness than by taking people who
Forcing
don't
my
know.
students.
Right. Your grade, I'm sorry, but your grade may
Might
or
be
may
impacted
not
if you
be
don't fill those
dependent.
out.
Right.
And so with that, I like the idea of it. I like that it gets the fans involved. I think it gets a little bit dicey because as a team, you pick a ringer because you're like, oh, this is what we think we're best at. The other team is going to pick the ringer that they think they're best at. The fans are picking a ringer based off of what they want to see.
Yeah.
And so when you prepare normally for a ringer, it's like, okay, who's our best person? But now it's like, okay, we need to be ready to do all of these, and we might not have like we don't know who our best person is, because it is more of like the fans just want to see this. Like, you know, if
Well,
there's a
yeah.
backflip or any type of flipping, people are probably going to go for it. Or if it's something really heavy, they're probably going to go for it. I mean, I think the yoke one was cool. Like, I think it was cool to see Cindy go up against, um, oh, some have names, but he's super tall, super strong.
Nate Cobb.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I like the idea of it, but like you said, it could make or break a team. But also the sport's got to evolve in some way. So I like that we're trying something new. Um, but it just makes me so like sick to my stomach or like unsettled because I'm like, oh, what's it gonna be? What are we gonna do? Because you don't know until after the
Yep.
ladder, right?
Well, and it
Stressful.
leads to things like a 7-point swing in the last 4 races where the Bandits were able to beat the Palms, when, in my
Yeah.
opinion, the Palms were in control of the match.
Right,
Uh,
exactly. And so the band, not that the Bandits shouldn't have won. I mean, congratulations, they got
no,
their
I
first
think they
win ever.
earned the win. Yeah,
Right.
they earned it. They did what they
Hmm.
needed to do. But just a scenario, that it probably, this won't be a one-off. I'm sure this will happen again.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's the only downer of the fan ringer is that you're not in control. When
I
you get
think
to
what
pick your
else
own
is
ringer, you have more control, you know?
yeah, I think what else is crazy is I I have to go and find from the coaches who's doing that ringer. And
Oh,
so when I went to FICO, I said, "Do you know who's doing your ringer?" And he said, "I don't." And like that, and that's different for other ringers because you pick the one that you want, and then the
right.
other team picks one, and going into the match who's doing what. And so now you're going off of what you just learned the ringer will be. Obviously, you know what the options are, but now you know which one. But
Mhm.
also trying to determine the right athlete that, depending on what this ringer is not going to be too taxing based on what they're doing currently and what they're going to have to do at the end.
And I think that's why it's fun because it's spontaneous. It's like, oh, well, you were just in every single race, and now you're also going to do this ringer. Can you do it for your
Yep.
team? And so I think that's cool. But in our case, you know, what I will say is we got a 0 on 2 races and we lost all 3 ringers. So of those 4 races, where we could have had 1 point or 4 total points. We only got 2. And so what I love about our team is that we know that we can always win the back half of every match. In my opinion, I think we can always win the back half. Our girls are really strong, and we were missing a lot of people.
Well, and the Breakers were missing some people too, but all the Breakers had to do was win the male or female triad. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And they would have probably put the match away. You may have had a chance.
Unless we threw the bonus flag on the sprint relay.
Right.
Which we probably, I think at that point we would have, because I think we all. Oh, what's up?
Got some fans.
What's up, Ortega? He's like, I know you're in Knoxville. I'm gonna take your pictures later. I think that we knew, like, I have a lot of confidence in my team, I say our team because it's definitely not just my team, but I had really great confidence knowing that we were going to win the Jack and Jill, knowing that we would win the female triad and the male triad. And then the sprint relay, I was like, all we have to do is do what we like. I think when we win the back to huddle, I was like, there is no secret sauce right now. All you need to do is what you normally do. Like, all we have is all we need. We don't have to do anything fancy. You just need to get in there, get your shit done, and get the hell out. 4-point touch, get out. And I think that was it against the Palms where he like did the snatch and then he ran the wrong way? Which match was that?
That was the Palms at the very end in the sprint relay. There was the 25 thrusters at the very end. And I want to say it was when they did the rerun.
I think it was in the rerun. Yeah, he ran the wrong way.
He ran into the finish line, and then they are like pushing him literally out to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a good athlete. Just that's a rookie mistake, and that happens sometimes.
And there are a lot of rookies out there. I mean, there's the one. I apologize to anyone who is watching this or will watch this. I'm so awful at names. As a teacher, it's probably the worst like quality that I could have. But there was a new guy on the Wild.
It's like you're like Key and Peele, substitute teacher.
Substitute. That's really me. I'm like, hey, Ron, yo, who this? But he new to the Wild. He went up against Alex Smith in the ring muscle up ringer.
Yeah, Gavin Diamato.
Okay, and he's gonna be so good. Like, he's gonna be a phenomenal athlete. And when I watched it, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fast. I'm gonna go fast. I'm gonna go fast." And obviously, like, the rig's moving, and that's his first time doing it up against someone on that rig in that setting. And it would have been so sick if he beat Alec, but Alec is such a veteran that he was like, I'm not gonna go fast because like I already know like you're probably gonna mess up. But I think he ran his own race, and I think that's what our team does very well. Is we're like, I'm not looking at the breakers. Like, anyone that's in the match or like in that race is focused on who's in the race. Anyone that's not in that race, if they want to like poke over and see where we're at or like check on some things, like that's totally permissible. But it was really cool to see. I feel like our sport is kind of growing a little bit more, and seeing some people come over and seeing amazing players come back. Like Amanda Fisher came back, badass. Like the Wild women, and I know a couple of them personally, like I just feel like that team is going to be amazing. I don't think what they did this past weekend showed what they're capable of.
I mean, they just had some miscues. I mean,
they had
to be
some
honest,
things, like a few little things, but I think they will be more dangerous, like coming off this first match. And you had a lot of rookies, right? Nicole Hunt came to that team from the Palms.
She had a significant workload. Nicole did.
Significant, yeah.
Things that I've watched her do this past weekend that I didn't see her do with the Palms at all.
Right, and she's like, everyone's fighting like little injuries and stuff, but she's a warrior of a human, Nicole. And Mega, it was cool to see Mega. She's from up where I'm from, so seeing her on the grid. I know blue is her favorite color, but she looks good in red. But yeah, and you had just people coming back to the grid that I think are going to be very exciting to watch. But for our team in particular, I think that match, at the end of it, I was like, hey guys, we we won, but I'm gonna shout out Valerie Citron, not Valerie Gunning. She was like, guys, part of this match was embarrassing, and I was like, yeah, like I was a little bit fiery and angry too because there there needs to be a level of if you want to win the championship, be on the team. If you don't want to win, don't come back. Like that's my opinion. Like if you're gonna pay your way for all this time and put in all this time and all this money and all this stuff, and you're not gonna put your best foot forward, don't come back. But personally, that's how I feel. And I say the same thing to myself. If I'm not gonna put my best foot forward, I mean, I was considering not coming back this year because I had gone through a lot of things last year before the season started in which there's a lot of last season I don't remember. And I remember us winning, standing there being like, I feel dead inside. Like, what's wrong with me? And like, everything's so much better now. But I just remember very like bits and pieces of last season. And so this year I feel like very alert of what's actually happening, which is great. But you got to be able to turn it on. You got to be able to put in the work and not rely on talent. And I think there was a little bit of let's rely on talent. Sorry, the sun is like blinding me. But I think that was like the kick in the ass we needed because I mean, I came back. So I flew Sunday morning, flew to Texas, sat on a CT bike for 30 minutes. And then I was doing the Tota Bar, double touch, triple touch complex. Cause I was like, next match starts now. What am I doing? So I was like, hey guys, I'm getting started. And they were like, oh shit. Like, and now everyone's not just me, but like everyone in the chat now, it's like erupting. Because we're like, do it. What are you waiting
What do
for?
you yeah, what do you think you got to get better on for a
Personally?
team wide? No, as a team going
Okay.
from this match reflecting and now going into you got less than a month where you got the Palms and the Palms, let's be real. I think they gave a win away. But
Mhm.
also they need to win.
They need to win.
Yep.
I think as a team, it's really just being where your feet are. Everyone needs to be present in their training. They need to be communicating and they need to be showing what they got because if you're not showing what you got, you're not in. And we need everyone on this team. And just like most other teams, we were missing Blake, we were missing Cairo, we were missing Sam Martin, some people that Sam and Blake do a lot of stuff, and Kyra's amazing, and she's gonna come in and do amazing stuff for us in this next match. Shout out, made the games at Torian Pro, so we'll
Yeah.
have her for this next match. But it all comes down to preparation and sharing what you can and can't do. Because if I can't do something, I'm the first person to be like, "Hey, Fico, I don't feel good on this. Hey, Lady Shark Chat. Hey, I'm struggling with this. Who's got stuff I can do?" And like we're all coaches. We're all very we have specific specialties. Like I have my gymnastics. So when people need help on that, I'm like, "Hey, this is what I would do. This is what I do to prepare." And so we just need to communicate, really prepare and realize and recognize that getting to the championship and winning again is not going to be a piece of cake. And I don't want it to be a piece of cake. Like I hope it's a challenge because that's why we compete. We don't want it to be easy. That's why we're still in our 30s competing.
I mean, but don't sell yourself short. You put in a lot of damn hard work to get
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and you
Absolutely.
you deserve everything you guys get. Um, what when someone says you have the target on your back, when you win, everyone's going to give you their best shot. Does that mean anything to you, or has that been said amongst the team?
Yeah, I mean Fico's like, "Hey, there's a target on our back. People are coming for us." Like blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, "Okay." Like I don't give a damn. Like everyone should be coming for us. Everyone like for me it's like that's not the motivating factor, I guess, of like, oh, people are coming for us. Great. I'm like, okay. How about hey, you're not fast enough. I need you, like, I need something that's like very concrete. Hey, we need you to be able to do this skill at this speed. Can you do it or can you not? Let's train it. And yeah, sure, there's a target on our back. Because last year there were, I mean, the brigade wanted it, the breakers wanted it, the Lions wanted it, and we won in the very last race, just like we won it the same match format this past weekend. We won on the sprint relay, and it was everyone doing well. I mean, you have Shappy, who is just an absolute machine on the pistols, but everyone was doing their part. Everyone did their job exactly what they needed to in that race, and we got ahead. And you have to always assume that someone is right behind you. Like, at no point should you ever let off the gas. And so when I hear target on the back, I'm like, okay, I got a target on my back all the time. Not just in grid, like in life. Like, people are coming after you. People want to be like you. I think it's like complimentary. Like, oh, people want to be like us. Cool. People want to win a championship. Yeah, I hope so.
You know, when I was coaching and I would tell my guys, when we would hit situations where, hey, the target's on our back, good. That means they're behind us looking at us. That
Right.
means we're ahead.
You're back
That's
there.
where we need to stay. Like,
Right, exactly. Like, I'm not too. I like keep moving my laptop because I'm being blinded. I don't want to say I'm not concerned, but at the end of the day, I can't change or worry about. I mean, none of us can what any other team is doing. Like, we're gonna prepare how we prepare. Everyone's gonna go into battle the same way. Well, not the same way, but with their plan to execute. And so I always say, like, we in college we called it the colonial bubble. So it was like the only people that matter are the people that are on this team in the circle right now. I don't care about your boyfriend or husband or girlfriend or child. I mean, I care, but like at this moment, like the
not
only
right
thing
now.
that matters, but the only thing that matters is where our feet are right now. Because we cannot control what any other team is doing on the other side. Sometimes we can't control the refs. Like, I can only control myself and listen and communicate. That's the only thing we can do. And so, you know, target on the back, yeah, like they're behind us. I mean, right now, the team who has the best score in the league is the Lions. They're at the top. They won and they have the most points. I believe we're behind them at this point. And last year we had a much easier schedule. We talked about this a little bit. Fico and I did. He was like, I mean, last year we played the Venom, we played the Wild, and then we played the Brigade and the Lions and the Bandits. So like the Venom, the Bandits, and the Wild, like those were all like, I don't want to say easy wins, but I know people are
I
like,
mean,
oh well,
if
they
you
won
look at,
every race, blah blah blah.
yeah,
Like, but it's easy teams. So I was like, you still had to earn the win. So like, I'm gonna say we earned it. Like, a win's a win. But this year, like, we started with the Breakers, who like were in the playoffs last year. We're gonna go against the Palms, who are a very good team and very competitive. We're then gonna play the Brigade and the Lions when we go to Jersey. And so I think our schedule is more competitive, but like that's how it should be because we won last year. And so we need to show that we can beat every single team, whether it's close or not. We need to be able to prove that.
so
In my opinion.
I'll wrap it up with this. Do you do you think this past weekend is what the Sharks needed?
Yeah.
Just like
I think it's
a humbling like experience. And
I
I
think
hate saying that because it kind of takes away from the match that the Breakers had because I don't want to do that. They did
yeah,
perform
they
well.
fought for it. They fought hard and we were able to, I mean, I will say it this way, we are a championship team. Championship teams can be under and below and come back. And we were able to recenter and just do what we knew how to do. And we won Jack and Jill, female triad, male triad, sprint relay. No flags thrown, like no challenge, bonus, nothing. We were able to come back and just do what we need to do to win. And that's the team that I love. And we started like partner forward. I think that was the fastest partner forward by 30 seconds, like in grid history. Like Sedona, Shappy, Z, and Val smashed that partner forward. It was beautiful. And then we won the mirror, which is something that we thought the Breakers might beat us in. And then we got a little complacent. And so I do think it was what we needed. I think we need a little like swift kick in the ass, in my opinion, so that people are like, oh, shoot, when I don't prepare, I can't rely on talent. I need to put in the work. And so I think everyone is very much so alive now. I think everyone is putting the work in, and we'll be ready to smash some palms. No offense, palms. I love your uniforms. But, they'll be behind us looking at the target on our back when we win in 3 weeks.
Ooh.
I'm saying it
No
now.
no better words have ever been spoken. I mean, it's going to be nice. June 20th in Lakeland, right outside of Tampa. Be
outside of
nice,
Tampa.
nice little quick drive for me to get there. So it'll be nice. What do you got to plug or promote before you bounce? I know this weekend is you got a lot going on, and a lot of people have helped you get there, especially with Grid. What do you got?
I mean, I think so many people have reached out in the last week. Just I kind of mentioned it earlier. I went through some tough stuff last year, and my team, my friends, my family, the people that I'm around have been my absolute supporters, and I'm just so grateful for that. So thank you to everyone who has been very supportive of not only the Sharks but of myself personally. Helping me grow my Coachella programming has been awesome. My gyms back home that are sponsoring me, CrossFit Mill Street, Mike and Brett, they're like, we bought your shirts, like my banner's hanging up, and they all come up to me and like do the pose I'm doing on the banner and hype me up. Tucker Jones owns 2 of the other gyms I work at, and he's been phenomenal supporting me. And like the sponsors, I mean, like Thick Boy's been great, and Go Supplement has been changed my entire nutrition outlook, and I use their protein and their hydration all the time now, and so that's been really helpful. But really just a shout out to, I mean, everyone in this league. I mean, people like you, like we wouldn't have such great things in our league if it weren't for people like you that host the Grid and Grind, and like the people that are announcing at our events and volunteering, and everyone on our team. I mean, this league is an undertaking. I mean, we pay to play, and I'm grateful for anyone who has supported me and my team along this journey. And thank you for letting me come on here today and be a part of this show. I know we spoke, I think, last year, and I was like in my office, like at work, like in my office.
At work.
Now,
It was
now
great.
I'm in Knoxville. But no, I'm very thankful to be like physically and mentally safe at this point in my life, and just ready to keep, crushing it on the grid. Hopefully crushed it this weekend with my team. Shout out Heart and Hustle. Going against like Billy Dodd and Artur Cabral and all these other people in the Grid League that are also competing at semifinals this weekend. So,
I mean, look at these guys. Artur gonna get a little taste of Chelsea Raineri 3 weeks early. I love Artur. So
I love him. He's so sweet.
I do want to ask one more thing, and this is more of a selfish ask. Okay.
Selfish. Okay.
I need some advice.
Okay.
All right. So my oldest daughter, and she's 8. She's now a level 3 gymnast, but she also does dance.
Okay.
In my opinion, she's very good at both. But as you can imagine, if you want to be really good at one or the other, something's got to give. Mm-hmm. So it hurts my heart to ask her to make a decision between one or the other, but that day is coming sooner than later. As a coach, as a female, like, what do I tell her?
So what's really nice about gymnastics is, I mean, she's 8 and a level 3. Normally a level 3 gymnast will start and they're like 5 to go the like dev pro route. What's great about gymnastics is they have the Excel program where she could still technically compete gymnastics and do less hours of gymnastics, but focus on dance. And so there's options with that. But I would tell her that whatever thing that she does, that when she thinks about doing it, if she can close her eyes and envision herself like dancing or envision herself doing gymnastics, whichever one makes her feel her heart being full and brings a smile to her face is where her passion really is. And I think gymnastics is really like creates warriors, and so does dance. But I think what's great is she could technically do both and like focus more on dance, but still do gymnastics at the excel level, where it's like, oh, you only have to practice 2 hours a week. And then she could do more dance things. And as she becomes a teenager, she'll like really be like, oh, I love to do this. But yeah, ask her to close her eyes and talk to her. Like, imagine yourself on like the Madison Square Garden stage performing dance in front of thousands of people. And now imagine yourself about to salute and do a floor routine at state championships. Like, where are you most excited to be? Like, where do you feel the happiest?
Yeah, I definitely want her to make the decision. I don't want to make the decision for her.
Mm-hmm.
But from a maturity standpoint, it's really hard to ask an 8-year-old to make that decision.
I think
But
8-year-olds are a lot more mature than we think. Like I've coached
I mean,
many
probably
8-year-olds.
considering what we go to work to every day, I would imagine so. Yeah,
they're
my
very
8-year-old.
profound.
Yes,
Like they have real thoughts at that point.
right.
Especially girls. No offense to the boys, but the girls are very like they're more with it, in my opinion. And so, yeah, my dad asked me to do that. He was like, "Where do you feel happiest? Like, where do you feel like your like soul?" I think he said, "Where do you feel like your soul's on fire?" And I was trying to decide between gymnastics and music, and I was like, "Dad, I can't choose. Like, I want to do both." And he's like, "Okay, well, one of them needs to be the priority." And so gymnastics became the priority until I committed to college. And so then my senior year of high school, I was one of the leads in our musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie. Because I was like, okay, I've committed. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to pursue my little theater music part of my life and then go to college gymnastics. So.
Well, I appreciate that. That's something that I have to do. I got to sit down with her and have her.
It's an opportunity. You get to do it.
You're right. I get to do that. You're absolutely right. You know what you might get to do? Sing the national anthem at a grid event.
Definitely not. I have vocal nodules now, so I have nodes like from Pitch Perfect. So I went from being like a soprano 2 to like an alto 2 because my voice naturally I have to speak a little bit lower, but maybe I would sing the national anthem. Maybe I'll sing maybe not that national anthem. I like karaoke, so next time I sing, I'll just post it and I'll be like, at the Grit and Grind show, this is me singing.
That would be awesome. Or we just get you another few athletes. We'll have a little ensemble, and
yes,
you don't have to shine, but you could just be a part of it.
That would be great. I would love that.
All right, Chelsea, go get some rest. Good luck this weekend. More than anything, have fun. Remember that. Have fun.
Always having fun.
Time's going to go by fast, and I want you to remember every moment that you're out there because not a lot of people get to do it, and you worked really hard to be there. So,
amen to that.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for letting me be on your show.
Absolutely. Best of luck, and I'll see you in Lakeland.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's Chelsea Raineri, everybody. If you like hearing Chelsea's story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like, share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, like, subscribe, notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropping. And for those of you that can't get enough of grid action, stick around at 8:30 tonight, 8:30 on the East Coast. Fico Gomez, head coach of the Sharks. Matt Hornaday, head coach of the Breakers. They just squared off. They had a couple bets on the line. We're going to break all that down, all the action from this week 1 United Grid League from Miami. You don't want to miss it. I'll see everybody here in a bit. as always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.